We'll call this Thursday, January 3rd, 2019, at Haverhill License Commission to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of the Flag. Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have approval of the minutes as item number 2 of our last meeting, which was December 6, 2018.
Mr. Chairman, I've read the minutes of the meeting, and I move that they be accepted as presented.
I second it.
Okay. Is there anybody that wants to be heard on this matter? Any questions? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Carter?
Present.
Commissioner Sewell?
Yes.
Chairman Edwards?
Yes. You vote present because you don't want to vote yes? No. You can, present usually is what we say if we don't want to vote.
Yes.
Yes, okay. I'm sorry.
Remember last time? We'll talk later.
All right. Okay, then we're going to move on to, I saw a nice lady just walk in the door. Where is the Northern Essex one?
5B.
What is it, 9B?
5B.
5D? Something's changed in my life here. I don't hear too good tonight. 5B, Allison Gagney,
Yes.
and you're from Northern Essex Community College. Application for one-day wines and malt only license for the first annual Athletics Hall of Fame at Northern Essex Community College Technology Center, TC 103AB, on February 28th, 2019, from 6 to 8 p.m.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have a new athletic director, and we're trying to get more alumni back to the school. So one of the things we're going to do, we saw how successful Haverhill was last few years with doing the Athletic Hall of Fame. And so we are going to be starting one this year. So Simply Elegant will be doing that catering, and they will also be doing the bar for us.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're coming in for the license at the appropriate time.
Yes.
So, how many one-day licenses do you think you apply for in a year?
I'd say about, at this point, we're probably about 4 a year.
4?
Yeah.
What's the fee on that, Laura, per one
If
day
it's
app?
wine and malt, it's 100. If it's all alcohol, it's 125.
Okay, so it's still saving money by doing that rather than get your license. But at one time, if at some time, I think if the college determines that they're going to have more events for whatever,
Yeah.
then they might consider a full license. Do you have any questions?
Okay.
It seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Gerald?
No, I'd move that we approve the license applied for by Allison Gagney from Northern Essex Community College, 100 Elliott Street. The application for a one-day wine and malt license for the first annual Athletics Hall of Fame at Northern Essex Community College Technology Center.
Second.
Okay, is anybody here that wants to be heard on the matter? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Sewell?
Yes.
Chairman Edwards?
Yes. Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, Mr. Galliero, you want to come up? We have several items on the agenda tonight. Mr. Matthew Galliero has a lot of licenses that they're applying for, so we'll take him and get rid of a lot of the items on the agenda. Want to identify yourself for the record, please?
Sure, Matthew Galliero. I live at 108 Washington Street in Haverhill, and we're opening up G's Restaurant at 35 Washington Street in Haverhill.
Okay, so I guess if we read these out, we can do them all at once. What do you think, Laura?
Sure.
Okay, so the first one is item 6, G's LLC DBA G's 35, application for a new entertainment license for radio, jukebox, television, amplifiers, karaoke, DJs by patrons only, dancing by patrons only, amplified music, performance with up to 4 instruments and 4 vocal performers, comedy show with up to 4, pending receipt of the 304 certificate. Do we have a blank entertainment license form, or we could use the one that's in here too, I guess?
Not with me, I don't.
Just so you know, the reason there's so many things on here, we tell people to put down as many things as they could possibly use, so that if there's an issue later on, there's no issue for them, and it saves them coming back later.
That makes sense.
Okay, and then we have item 7, what is a common victualer's license, which is a license that applies to any place that's serving food on the premises. And that's a new common victualer's license pending receipt of approval of the plumbing and gas inspector, electrical inspector, building inspector, health inspector, and the fire inspector, and 304 certificates. And then we have an application for outdoor dining. Where would you put that, Matt?
So on the side alley, there's
On the
already
side?
an outside there, and also there's a bump out in the front.
Okay,
So
after I read these all off, then we'll leave it open for my fellow commissioners to talk to you about it.
Mhm.
Item 9B is Matthew J. Gallardo, manager, GLC, et cetera. Application for new Section 12, all alcohol restaurant license pending receipt of 304 certificate of inspection. Liquor liability insurance, workers' compensation insurance, and affidavit, save service of alcohol certificate for all servers, and alcohol and license fee. So, is that the extent of that, Laura? I think so.
Yes.
Okay, so you have questions on any of these items, Gerald, or?
Yes, on item 6, I'm sticking my nose into your business a little bit here. It's not my job to do that, but you have limited yourself to 4 comedians. It's not like comedians are on all at once, you know? One's not gonna be any louder or more rambunctious than another. If I was you, I'd remove the 4. You might want 6 people to tell jokes that night, depending on how long they are. I just don't see why you should limit yourself to 4.
Okay,
Everything else on here looks okay to me.
all right, thank you.
Do you want to go along with that?
Sure.
Okay, Madam Chairman, would you take a note of that, please?
Mm-hmm.
The other question that I have is, the people that had this restaurant before you, did they have outdoor dining?
I believe they applied for it. I have the permit here, but I'm pretty sure they didn't use it.
They didn't have it or
They were
didn't
more
use
of
it?
they were more of a bar than a restaurant.
They had the license, but they did use it, Jerry.
Well,
So,
the outdoor
yep.
dining only applies to the section of the sidewalk in front of the restaurant. That's what the outdoor dining permit is for. They also have the
Okay.
side section of the building that would have been part of the licensed premises.
Okay.
That doesn't require an outdoor dining permit.
Was that all approved by the building inspector, or whoever it is has to approve the location of those sidewalk?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking
Okay.
clerk, Madam Clerk?
Yes. We have comments from the building department as well as the engineering office. The engineering department went with Mr. Gallardo and reduced the original plan to a 9 by 29 foot area to allow for ADA compliance, and it's on the agenda pending final approval of the city engineer once it's constructed to confirm compliance with ADA.
All right, I see that the area is the size of the area is pretty clear. However, what it does to that area down there, I'm not sure. I think if we don't have approval by the appropriate bodies in the city, I'd like this one to be put off until next month, until one or all of us can take a look at what that encompasses down there. Or until we have complete approval from whoever it is that approves those things.
We do have complete approval. The final approval is, they won't give until Mr. Gallardo sets the area up to make sure that he's set it up in the correct area. Those sidewalks are 16 feet wide, and they need 4 feet around the area for compliance with ADA. So the engineer suggested that he reduce it from the 12 feet to the 9 feet, just to make sure that there is compliance all the way around the structure.
That answers all of my concerns. I'm going to approve, I'm in favor of that. That's
Okay.
all I have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, you,
I don't have any additional
No.
concerns.
so whoever's going to make the motion, would you please make the motion to, just read off what they are, which is 6,
Oh, very well then, I'll make a motion.
8,
that
6, 8, 6, 7, and 8, and 9B.
I'll make a motion that we approve 6, 7, 8, and 9B. The only exception being a modification of 9B, no, not 9B. I got it, the only with the modification of number 6, removing the number of 4 comedians. And the rest of the applications, the entertainment license, as it is written in the application, the application for a common victualer's license, pending the receipt of approval of the plumbing, gas inspector, electrical inspector, building inspector, health inspector, and the fire inspector, and a 304 certificate of inspection. Number 8, the application for outdoor dining, as described in the application, with an area of 29 by 9 feet. And number 9B, the application for an all-alcohol restaurant license, pending receipt of a 304 certificate of inspection, liquor liability insurance, workman's compensation insurance, affidavit of safe service of alcohol certificate for all servers of alcohol and license fee.
I second it.
Okay, is anybody here that wants to be heard on the matter? Your application seems to be in order with us. I think you'll hear more quickly now from Boston than it's taken in the past. So maybe by early February, you'll be ready,
Perfect.
we hope.
Great.
So nobody here that wants to be heard on the matter? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Sewell?
Yes.
Chairman Edwards?
Yes.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
So, best wishes. Tell Ted I said hello. His father and I were in college together for a little while, back in the early 60s. Life was different then. Yeah, it was. Okay, so we're gonna go back now to the one-day
5A.
applications. And that's item 5A, Frozen Shamrock 3 Mile Road Race, an application for one-day wines and malt license only from the Frozen Shamrock Road Race on Locust Street, February 24th to 9. Identify yourself for the record, please.
David P. LeBrode.
Welcome. Where are you from, David?
I live at 45 Highland Ave, Haverhill.
In Haverhill, okay. It's going to start and end at Maria's?
On Locust Street, just up from Maria's. 3638 Locust Street.
So you're gonna serve this outdoors?
This year, we're gonna be serving it in a fenced-in area outside. We used to use the Chin Lot, but obviously the Chin Lot right now is undergoing construction. They're utilizing it as a staging area for their
Right.
building. And upon talking with Captain Wren, he thought we were gonna apply for the parking lot adjacent to Maria's, but he said, you know, we basically shut down the street for you guys. Why don't you just apply for a license to serve right here? That way we can put not only our beer, but our water and our food there as well as any other vendors for the time frame.
Where's it going to be on Locust Street? In the street?
Yes,
But they're shutting down the street?
yes, they shut down the street because that's where the finish and start is, and we have it shut down for a period of roughly 9 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon.
It's right when you turn off Essex Street, adjacent to Maria's?
That's correct.
Good.
Up to, basically, they'll close it up, Walnut Street, all the way
Right.
down. During the course of the race, when runners are finishing, it'll be closed from Grand Street or Grand Avenue all the way down.
So how soon are you gonna, the race is gonna be what day?
February 24th, a Sunday.
Okay, so February 24th on a Sunday, you have to start notifying, in my opinion anyway, the residents of the Court of Ann and places like that.
They'll be notified. They always have been notified in the past.
How much before the 24th are you gonna do that?
Well, what we're trying to do, as soon as we get our registration up online and the website updated, I can notify them, but I certainly can notify them earlier than that. I'd like to usually wait. We're a little lax on that right now because we have a
Right.
third race in the series that we're trying to,
Yeah,
but we are going forward with the first 2 races, so I can notify them.
yeah, you don't wanna notify them too soon
No.
because some will
They'll
forget and it'll
Yeah,
just be a
and we
mix-up.
normally do it right
You know
about
what it
this
is?
time. We're about 7
Yeah.
weeks out.
Okay. Have any questions of this applicant?
I have a question. February 24th, I hope for the best
Yes.
for you. could be a sketchy date. What would be the conditions under which you'd have to cancel it and pick a new date for all of this?
Well, this has happened to us in the past, and what we normally do is the directors and the committee get involved. The people who make the final decision will be the Haverhill Police Department. If they decide that the conditions are not favorable and it's too dangerous, then we postpone it to a later date. And that's usually done, we try to get that word out. We try to make a decision well over 24 hours in advance. Sometimes it has, years past, we waited till the last minute and the police said, we're all set to go, and so we had the race. And we were kind of surprised, but we normally would make that decision, and I gotta remember, I think it was probably Saturday morning is when we made the decision not to have it, or it could have been Friday afternoon.
What happens then, Joe, in terms of like approval about if the date changes or whatever? Is it just, I mean, is there something he has to do? In terms
Yeah,
of
they'll
like-
have to.
I would have to come back and
Right.
get a new.
The next meeting would be March 7th.
Right, we normally, we've postponed this event, I believe, 3 times in the past,
Yeah.
and we've held it in April.
Okay.
So we would reapply for an application
Yeah, that would be the
right
best. If
right
it-
away.
Yeah, if it snows, then you can come back March 7th, which is the first Thursday of that month, at the same time, and tell us what you want to do, and we can probably take care of it for you. But it's just a tough time of year, you know.
It is a tough time, like I said, anytime you put an event on, and this time of year an outdoor event, you have to take into consideration, like I said, this would be our 12th year, and I believe 3 times. The other races have been postponed as well, and we've had to adjust those in those cities. But we've been fortunate, actually, we've had it at Maria's where we did this exact, what you just said, we postponed it until, geez, it might have been the week after the marathon, which was the 3rd Sunday in April. It was gorgeous weather, and actually Tim Coco did an interview with me afterwards for the radio station, but we just went through the whole motion all over again.
Yes.
Not only applying for a license here, but also with the police department as well.
Are you a runner?
Since 1979, when you
Oh.
were still in college, I believe, right?
79? I was long out of college in 79. 66, I finished college.
He's just a few years after me,
Yeah, just a few,
before me.
yeah. So, any questions, Gerald?
No, this has always gone off of the hitch. It's a good run operation. I'm
Thank
gonna go along with this approval of my colleague.
Well, I would like to make a motion to approve the application for one-day wine and malt only license for the Frozen Shamrock Road Race on Locust Street, February 24th, 2019, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Seconded.
Okay, anybody here that wants to be heard on the matter? Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Sewell?
Yes.
Chairman Edwards?
Yes, good luck. So,
a
you're in
lot.
the senior division of the races?
Actually, I'm considered a veteran. I'm 61 years old.
Oh, okay.
Just a tad behind you, right, Commissioner?
Yeah, not bad.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, we are Gary Hem. Is Gary Hem here? This is number 9A. Gary Hem, Central Plaza Wine and Spirits, doing business as Central Plaza, an application for change of corporate structure, reconsideration of application filed March of 2015. 9A. You have that?
I do.
Okay, identify yourself for the record, please.
Gary Ham, Central Plaza Liquor, 2 Water Street.
Can you step a little closer?
Gary Ham, 2 Water Street, Central Plaza Liquor.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Drake.
Drake it. Where in Drake it?
Near Arlington, in the City Hall, Town Hall.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you,
around
was that microphone pulled down closer to you? Yeah, that's better. You don't have to lean forward. Okay, questions, Gerald or Amy?
No, I have no questions. He wants to change the structure of the, are you talking about a different secretary, a different?
No, everything be the same, just to a corporation for tax purposes and stuff.
I'm sorry, speak up a little.
For tax purposes, like to a corporation.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
turn it is
Into a
not now a
corporation.
corporation, you're gonna turn it into one?
Yep,
I see.
just have it legally.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing to add.
You know where it is?
Mhm.
Right behind us here.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you the manager?
I'm the owner.
Who's the manager? Okay. How many hours do you work a week in the store?
12, 10.
All right, you better start thinking about putting more hours in, because we're thinking about changing the hours on all alcohol licenses, that the manager would have to work 40 hours. There's better control. If you're the manager, you're in charge of buying, paying bills, et cetera. So you have to be a real manager and put the hours in, and you're gonna see something like that happen, so maybe you wanna start getting used to that happening?
Yes.
Okay? Any other questions? We have a motion?
I'd like to make the motion to approve the application for the change of corporate structure and the reconsideration of application filed March of 2015.
Second?
Okay. Anybody here that wants to be heard on the matter? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Carter?
Yes.
Commissioner Sewell?
Yes.
Chairman Edwards?
Yes. Good luck.
Great.
Wish
Thank
the
you.
best. Is there anything else? Do you have any input tonight, Captain? I do not. Ready? That's it, Laura? We did the whole,
That's it.
wow, big difference.
That's a big difference from last time.
2 hours less, that's good. Well, we don't have anything controversial. I wanted to say, Captain, that I drove by that new lantern maybe a week ago, and the canvas part was gone from the tent, but the frame was still there, and the table was still there. So our clerk, the assistant city clerk, and we talked about it. We sent a letter out to them that we wanted everything down. The frame, I don't think we went into that in detail, did we, at the meeting about, we just said take down the tent. But to me, that should include taking down the frame and getting the table out there, so we don't have repeated people running around out in the back. So I don't know, I go close to that on the way home, but I have to make a turn to go up High Street. I don't want to. Okay. And
He did receive the letter already.
what's that?
He received the letter already. I
Good,
sent
so-
it certified mail.
So it should be done by now, because I think, our scope of authority on that was to just prevent people from going out there anymore and having a repeat of what happened again. So to me, that includes getting rid of the frame, and if they want to have that as a smoking area, they're going to have to to change the application, change the description of premises in order to have that there. It's similar to what Mr. Gallardo put in his. He wanted to have outdoor dining, so he has to have a very detailed description of what he wants to do. So, and we are thinking about changing, adding an ordinance or adding something to our description of a license, that the manager should be working 40 hours, because I think in a lot of cases, we have people come in, put themselves down as the manager, and they never show up again. They're not really the manager, they're just somebody. I don't know who they are, but I don't think some ever go there. Maybe they're the owner and they put a cousin or something in to run it. So that's something we want to talk about sometime soon, something to think about. What do you think of that, Captain?
Makes sense.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, in a lot of businesses, they give people the title manager, assistant manager. Certainly not for managerial purposes. However, in a liquor establishment, if it says manager, they need to manage.
Yeah.
It can't just be a,
If something goes wrong, the manager's the one here that comes and tries to defend the place, and they don't know too much about what's happening. So I think it's sort of important to do that. Like, I see Mr. Como at the package store up in Westgate, and he's there all the time. He works, he puts in, I'm sure, 60 hours a week, and that's what we like to see. Because I always talk to him when I go in there and say, how's things? And he turns around to the help and say, you better check IDs while you're here, because this kid looks at me and he says, this guy's a lot younger than what he looks, so check his ID, but that's okay. But that's what we like to see. A manager is a manager. They sort of run the business according to their application. We'd like to see them there a little more than what they do.
Instead of just a formality.
Yeah, this guy was a very honest man. He said he works 10 to 14 hours a week. He's
Yeah,
not-
that surprised me. I didn't think that was coming. Because I thought that you were asking him, because I was thinking that you were thinking that he's working too much, too many hours. So I really didn't expect 10 to 12.
Yeah, I didn't either, but that's, I think, one of the reasons I just wanted to know, because I get in there once in a while, and I've never seen him there.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jerry? Because we have to have some kind of a meeting and talk about anything that we want to change as far as requirements of people. For instance, a lot of places have tips. I don't know that tips is the best course, is it? Do you think it's the best course?
It's what's required, I mean, that's what they use, so.
I don't know if it's required or not. Is it required, or does it just have to have a serving license?
My point being is that's what's required, that they have to, and I think that's what they all.
Yeah, that's what they all get. But, I've heard, but anyway, we have to keep that up to date. They don't always keep their, sometimes you go into a place and there'll be maybe 10 bartenders not working all at once, but at different times. None of them have the tip certification. We just had one restaurant in the area, who he went right to the very end, didn't he? December 31st to get their license approved because they didn't have their up-to-date tip certification, so they came this close to not being renewed. And Laura really keeps an eagle eye on all that, don't you, Laura?
I try.
Yeah.
Could
you
we,
don't try, it comes natural.
Could we request a review of these different server courses
Yeah?
and look them over and see whether or not we think tips is the best or not?
Well, I don't think it's up to, we can think what's the best, but when someone says, applies for a new license, such as the person that was here tonight, we can say, here's a list of licenses, and we think this one might be a little bit better than the other one. For instance, a tip certification does nothing for a package store, really. It's more for a restaurant and a lounge, Captain? So, and
Where they're actually servants.
And we have had situations where someone goes into a liquor store and they're falling down, they can hardly walk, and they buy a bottle of liquor and go out. So, and so tips is not good for that, just tells them to look at somebody and make sure that they're not served 2 drinks at once, and this idea of putting shot glasses upside down on the bar in front of them for future drinks. I don't know, I see lots of shot glasses in front of some people, sometimes 6 or 7. So if they're gonna finish them off, that's a big problem. But anyway, no, that's a good idea, Jerry. We'll call a special meeting sometime. Can we do that, Laura?
Sure.
We can call a special meeting sometime and just think about what you'd like to see for requirements for different applicants for different things.
Mhm.
And like the restaurants, most of them have those safe serve courses,
Okay.
but maybe we can make a requirement that they all have it. I've seen them in most of the restaurants I go into, safe serve and things like that, so it wouldn't be bad to have. Okay, anything anybody wants to talk about tonight? No?
I don't think so.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
Happy New Year to my colleagues.
Happy
Yeah,
New Year to
Happy New Year
you.
to you. Happy, healthy New Year,
That's right.
Happy New
Bring
Year,
it.
Laura.
and maybe a
Happy New
prosperous New
Year,
Year.
Jerry.
Happy New Year, Captain.
Yeah, healthy. Okay. Thanks for coming in tonight, sir. We appreciate it. Wish
Absolutely.
you the best. Keep running.
Oh, well, yeah, do what I can.
The way you can. Well, the roads are dry and safe too.
It's been a good winter so far, let's hope.
So far, let's keep it like this. I
Thank
remember,
you.
I think 3 or 4 years ago, we had the worst.